Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Jennifer. If you are new, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always clicking on my video when you see one. I appreciate your love, I appreciate your support, and I do not take it for granted. So in today's video, you can kind of tell what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how businesses you can start as a woman, especially a woman who maybe by virtue of marriage had to like live her life where she is known, where she does her business, where she works, and have to now relocate to an entirely different city because of marriage. That can take a toll on us, like emotional toll, financial toll, most importantly, which is the aspect we want to talk about. Financial toll, it can take a toll on you. Things you would afford normally, you will start seeing yourself cutting prices because financially you are not stable. So these are businesses because this happened to me and I want to share my experience. These are some of the businesses I did to keep myself afloat before I was able to get something long term that I actually really wanted for myself. And if this is you, you want to keep watching. So guys, welcome back. If you see me looking down, that's because I have everything written on my notes. I don't want to forget any point at all because this was really helpful to me and I want this to be beneficial to you as well. Marriage does this to a lot of women. They have to leave their city to come to their husband's city, and you just find yourself very financially unstable. Like you cannot, like if you were someone like me that likes to provide for themselves, do things for themselves, you see yourself really struggling because you are not making this money, it doesn't make you happy, all of those things, sha. So these are some of the things I was able to do in those period of waiting till I was able to get something long term that I wanted for myself. These were some of the businesses I did that were very profitable and that did not require a lot of financial stress on me. So let's talk about how marriage make a lot of women relocate. I, for one, I had to relocate from Port Harcourt to Lagos State because of marriage. I had my life in Port Harcourt. I had my work in Port Harcourt. I was doing well in Port Harcourt, but then I have to leave Port Harcourt because of love, which is not such a bad thing. But as time goes on, it starts to take a toll on you when you cannot afford the things that you usually would. I'm not saying that my husband is not a provider. He is a provider, but I'm the kind of person that also likes to do things for myself and also like to make my own money, if you get what I mean. So, and I know a lot of women are like me as well. So if this is you, you want to stick around and see some of the things I was able to implement in my life, I was able to like keep me financially buoyant till I found something that was really stable for me. Now let's talk about businesses you can start as a woman, as a new wife, as a mother who had to like relocate to a new state. You found yourself in a new state as a new wife, or you found yourself in an entirely new condition. Maybe you just had a baby and it kind of affected your work and you just wanted to do something for the meantime while you are at home. This is also business that you can venture into, and I'm saying this out of experience, so trust me when I say it works. These are very realistic. These are not going to put you under any sort of financial stress. So let me share them with you. Number one, POS business. I, for one, I did the POS business when I recently got married. And the reason why I went for the POS business was because it was not very capital intensive. It would not put me under any sort of financial stress. And this is how I went about it. I got my POS machine for 25,000 naira, and then I deposited the sum of 20,000 inside my POS account. That is a total of 45,000. I didn't have to get table and chair because I was using my husband's shop. But if you are someone who doesn't have an outlet already, you might want to get, you would need a table, a chair, and an umbrella for startups. And you started your business. It is not very capital intensive, and it is very profitable. I will tell you that for sure. It is very profitable. If you see people that have done POS business, go and ask them. Someone that will tell you the truth. Go and ask them. As long as you are in a very good location, you are good to go. Me, I stayed in my husband's shop because my husband already has like a customer base. So every transaction they had to do, him and his customer had to do, they were transacting through me, and they were paying POS charges. So that was how I was able to like make my own money. And you know the good thing about POS is when you decide to not do the business again, you will get your 25,000 naira refunded to you. I for one, I used money point. As long as you return your money point machine when it's not in use within the period of 6 months to 1 year after you've stopped using it. If you return it between 6 months to 1 year, that is, maybe you just stop using the POS machine today and you decide to return it tomorrow, you are getting your 25,000 naira refund in full. That is why it is good to go to trusted agents that is going to do, like, this is a normal thing. So any if you have an agent that is not agreeing to this term, then you should look elsewhere. Because when I returned my POS machine, I got my 25,000 naira cash. So you see, you also get your money back if you decide that this is not the business I want to do anymore. The second business I did was ice block business. Oh my god, I was so perplexed, if that's the word. I was so shocked and I was so surprised at how much profit was in the ice block business. I am telling you this for a truth. Ice block business, forget, those people are making money, especially if you find yourself in an environment where they hardly have light, or you find yourself in an environment where there are a lot of hawkers, like people that sell drink in cooler, or people that sell ice fish. Like, if you find yourself in those environments, you should venture into ice block business. It is very, very profitable. So I did the ice block business. We had a deep freezer at home that was literally doing nothing. So the only thing I had to do was get a nylon bag. Like, I went to go and get the ice block bag, and the ice block bag, the nylon was sold for 500 naira, and inside each nylon had 100 pieces of ice block. So all I needed to do was use 500 naira, get the nylon bag, fill it with tap water, and freeze it. And there are techniques to this ice block business that I learned while doing the business. I am I'm so wowed at the amount of profit I saw with the ice block business. Like, for me, when I did the ice block business, I was selling one ice block for 300 naira. Trust me, girl, if you have a customer base, ice block business is one business that you can never not want to do. If I have an opportunity tomorrow and I have to employ people, I will still do the ice block business because it is very profitable. So imagine 300 naira times 100 piece of, I for one used to double my nylon so that it doesn't get busted in the fridge. So that's like 50 pieces of nylon, each sold for 300 naira. Do the math, girl. And if you have customer base, because people are always looking for this size block, I trust, kid me not, just do your advert. Tell people in your streets, tell people in your work, like, maybe if your husband has an outlet, like for me, that's where I also made a signpost and displayed that I sell or I supply ice block based on request. All I have to do is fill my nylon bag with water. If you want the ice block to last longer, just add calcium. Just go to a chemical store and get calcium. Add a tiny drop of calcium in water, fill it up, and then freeze it. And if you want to freeze your water, after filling the water itself, you're going to tie it with a rope. Use a rope so that everything is sealed and neat. You tie it with a rope and then place it in your freezer. Placement of your ice block in the freezer is also very important to make sure that it is easy for you to get it out when everything is frozen. If you want to place your ice block in the freezer, you place it head down, like the top, the part where you had to tie with the rope is going to be the part that will be on the floor of the freezer, while you just place your ice block head down for it to be easy for you to get it out when everything is frozen. And one reason why I love the ice block business, aside from the fact that it is very profitable, is the fact that you can do it. It doesn't require so much time. Like POS does require you to be there. People need to see you to be able to access their cash. But with ice block business, once you put your water, your your water inside the freezer and it freezes, anybody can sell it for you. So it is very good for new moms that just had their baby and cannot go out. Your customers can literally come to the house and get it from you. The only downside is if you do not already have a freezer, it is going to be capital intensive because freezers are not cheap. So if you do not already have a freezer, it's going to be capital intensive, which is why I specifically am making this video for women, new wives, because 9 times out of 10, most women, especially mothers and wives, already have a freezer. Even single people have a freezer because nobody wants to be slaving around in the kitchen cooking every 2 market days. So everybody kind of have a freezer, which is why this business is very, very essential. Why not make what you have at home work for you? So the next business on my list is going to be online selling. Sales business, you can just decide what you want to sell online. If it's fashion, if it's food, or if it's homemade item. I for one, I did this online sales business as a single girl where I sold baking soap. My mom was basically selling crafts, homemade item. I sold baking soap to people and it was really, really profitable. I also have a friend who is married, and what she does is she sells perfume. So you just choose whatever it is that you want to sell and start selling online. Talk to your contacts, people you already have that view your status, especially the people around your vicinity, because 9 times out of 10 it is the people close to you that are going to patronize you, honestly. So you can decide to venture into online sales if you have a lot of friends, or if you have a lot of community member that can patronize you. And if you want to do this online sales so that you're not just posting and nobody is asking you how much or nobody is buying from you, you can decide to go to church, join organizations, advertise your business in those organizations. It is really easy to sell in organizations, is to sell to organizations in church. Like when I was single, I there are different societies, like we have the Legion of Mary. You just join an organization and they know you personally, and then you can talk to them about your business, and you'll be surprised at how many customers you can get just by going to church. The next business on my list here is buying and selling. Buying and selling, but this one you don't have to own a shop. This is not like an online business. Okay, I'm just going to call it personal shopper. You can be a personal shopper. This one does not require you to really, really stay at home because you'll be out and about most of the time. So if you're a new wife and you have a lot of time on your hands, you can venture into personal shopper, especially if you are in a state where you can get things at way, way affordable prices. You sell to people in other states that maybe those things are more expensive in their state. For example, if you're lucky enough and you get married and your husband is based in Lagos, you can venture into personal shopping. You go to all these big, big markets, get a contact person, and you have started selling. Talk to people in areas where you've left that things were not very accessible. Like for me, when I did personal shopper, I talked to people in Benue State. Benue State is one place where things are not readily accessible, and if you see them, they are so expensive. So I talked to them, and my parents stay in Benue State. I go to the market to get some of the things my mom sells in her shop from Lagos here, and then I waybill them to Benue State, and then she sells them there. On times days or the times where I would need to buy these things for my mom and wave it to her, I would also get other contacts, other people who need some items. They send it to me, and then I go to the market. If this is sold for 500 naira, I'm going to say this is sold for 700 naira. I can add extra 200 naira, and then I buy these things in bulk and I send everything to them. This is sweet money. This is just like affiliate marketing. So you just get these things in bulk and then you send it to them and you're making your cool card. Just imagine you're getting 10 items for someone for one piece. So you're getting 10 items and you decide to add 200 naira, 300 naira, or 500 naira, depending on how expensive it is in their own state, and do your calculation, and then you see how much money you are making on just one buy. Then when you now have multiple customers, girl, you would be in money. You will be in money and you will not be financially stressed at all. And the good thing about personal shopping is you really do not need to have any capital, because that person is basically going to send you money. You go to the market, you buy these items for them, and then you send it to them, and then you remove your own gain. So the only thing is going to take from you is just your time and your waka and your pricing skills. That is all, and you're making yourself good money. So personal shopping is something you can do as a new wife, as a mom, as even a single lady, or as a single guy. You can do this for yourself, and you're earning and you're making a living for yourself. And then the next thing on my list here is catering and services for parties and events. Like if you are good in the kitchen and you know how to do things, like me, I did not do this one because honestly I do feel cooking is a lot of stress, and if I have the money I'm going to outsource cooking. So there are a lot of people that are like me that can outsource their cooking. So that is where you come into the picture as a caterer. If you love to cook and your food is good, you can decide to start rendering these services to people. So the next thing on our list here is homemade products like soap, shampoo. If you go through my channel, you would know that I for one did this kind of business, and I'm still doing this business where I make things like bathing soap and then I resell to people. You can also look for organizations like hotels and start making products like bleach, stain removers, liquid soap, air freshener, detergent, stuff like that, things that you can use in the hotel. Pitch yourself to these hotels, give them your sample product, and if they like it they will call you. Imagine you have like 3 hotels or 5 hotels and they are buying in large quantity from you every month. You know how much you're making. And it doesn't, most of these household cleaning agent doesn't even take so much time to produce. You can also go to salons in your area and talk to them about maybe your shampoo, your conditioner, and your hair cream. You can talk to them about it, give them sample product for testing, and if they like it they'll come back and call you, and that is it. This, the only requirement is that you need to be very very good at your craft. Once you are good at your craft and they are seeing results from your craft, trust me, they will keep coming back. This is one business that I for myself I am doing, I have done, I still am doing, and I'm realizing a lot of money. Even as someone who is working, I can manage my work, I can manage my family, and I can manage this business because it doesn't take so much time to produce this item, and you'll be making yourself a lot of money. So the last thing I have on my list, or the last business idea I have on my list, this one is so good and so juicy because it needs you to be in your house 247. So for moms who are always in the confinement of their homes, who are always at home, this is something you can do. And this is a service based business, and it is none other than a daycare. Yes, a daycare. You don't have to own a school to open a daycare. As long as you are a trusted person, you can even go to your church, talk to working mothers in your church who cannot afford to take their kids to school, but then they want to put their kids somewhere they trust the person handling these children. You can go to your church and advertise them. If you're an honest person, you are a good person, your character will speak for you at this point, because no be mouth dey, not be just word of mouth that they follow these days. So things are bad, the society is so bad, and parents are looking for people that they can trust with their kids. So you go to church, if you're a good person and people know you're a good person, the only thing you just have to preach to them is, instead of taking your child to a school where you do not even trust the teachers, why not bring this child to my own house? I'm going to take care of your child. When you are back from work, you can come and take your child. And oh my god, I stayed with my auntie that did this business, and if I tell you that this business is very profitable, they are scratching your back, you are scratching their back, you are taking care of their kids, and they are giving you money for it. So if you're a mom who is always at home, you can decide to venture into this daycare business. It is profitable, and you will be shocked, you will be surprised at how many people need this service in your vicinity, in your area, in your church. You will be shocked at how many people need this service of yours. So if you have a lot of if you are always at home and you love to take care of children, this is something that you want to consider and venture into it. And that is all I have for my business ideas. Let me run down through everything I've said, just in case you missed something. So these are the businesses I talked about. I talked about: one, the POS business; two, ice block business; three, online sales like fashion, food and craft; four, buying and selling, or call it personal shopping; five, catering and service catering service business; six, homemade products, selling homemade products. That's also a type of business. And then the last one we have here is the daycare business. You should be able to resonate with one or two of these business. And the good thing about these businesses is they do not require any form of financial stress, and you are making money. You are making money, which is very, very important to women in the society. So if this is something that was really helpful to you and you want to stick you benefited from it, you want to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the family if you're not subscribed, click on the bell icon to always be the first person to get a notification when I upload a new video, and I will see you on another one.